Hello my dear Capricorn, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between September 16 and September 30, 2017 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, you can contact me at my email in the description box below the video. I use the Mary L Tarot with Mary White, and I have already shuffled or chosen your cards. I will do a shorter 9 mid-month reading for you this time, and we'll come back with the longer 15 card reading for the beginning of the month, where I use also smaller deck. It might still be the Legacy of the Divine, but I might also choose to use something else because it's becoming a little bit worn. So I will just tune in for a few seconds and then start to read for you, Capricorn. So the first card for you is in the past here, and we have Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is usually Gemini, might be Aquarius or Libra as well, but it's a fast-moving air energy. And we can see it's like Icarus moving too close to the sun. Actually, his head has become the sun and has the face also of a lion. So we can imagine this to be the eclipse season that we have gone through, where many people changed their course of life and also their destiny. We had a very it was a time when paths were split into several paths, and we had to choose one of them. So not everybody that were on the same path before is on the same path now. This energy of the Knight of Swords is very inventful. It's very new. It's very pristine. It's like what changes the world. Sometimes this is also very destructive. We can see this with the white man's conquer over the world. It has given like injection of new ideas everywhere, but also brought a tremendous destruction. And this is the power of the Knight of Swords. It's very two-faced energy. It's coming with the new and destroying the old, and sometimes destroying also valuable things for you. But we can't stay in the past. We need to move forward, but also always remember the wisdom that we have gained in the past to use it also in the most new of your tomorrows. The Knight of Swords rides an owl that doesn't have any pupils, so it's almost like it's blind. Blind wisdom, maybe seeking inwardly for the answers instead of trying to find them in the outside world. The Knight of Swords might be a very important person for you in your life. It might be usually you have this entity on your inside, but also on your outside. As an inside entity, it might be like sometimes having too much thoughts or just enough thoughts to come along with new visions, finding new visions for your life, finding new pathways, finding new way of doing things, feeling maybe a lot of hope and eager for tomorrow, to find your new tomorrow. As a person, this can be a person that questions everything. Everything is questioned. They don't really trust anybody but themselves and their own ideas and their own vision. And we see he's ready here with the Two of Swords, and he is kind of having some kind of warrior scream. He looks nice enough with being almost naked, which shows like vulnerability. But with those swords, if I met this person coming from the sky, I would probably be a little bit worried. Not too much maybe, but a little bit worried. But I think it's youth enthusiasm that doesn't really see any limitations, and it might think that it's like the crown of what God has created. So it's this young blissful state where we think that we are immortal. So this person thinks that they are immortal, but they might not see the danger ahead, and that's bliss, I think, because if you knew everything that would come, you wouldn't be able to have this kind of energy and this kind of stamina to move forward, this kind of hope and feeling that everything will be all right on your own, like your own strength. It's coming from your own strength. You think that you are unbeatable, and that you will be able to do whatever, to take on whatever challenge that comes along. And that's a blissful state, even if it's not entirely true, because if you have this kind of energy to start with, it's much more it's much more we can much more hope that you will actually make it to the finish line with this kind of energy. So it's very good. The next card, this is still in the past. We have an Ace of Cups. So Ace of Cups is new love. So I think many of you, Capricorn, is visioning your new love, the new kind of love that you want in your life, the new way that you want to connect with other people. You want something that's more pure, that's more whole, that's more in tune with your immortal soul. You want something that feels right, not something that feels tainted and that you have to fight so hard to be in. Love is always something worth fighting for, but you shouldn't have to do it together. No, alone. You need to do it together with someone else. And here with the Ace of Cups, I think it's just your vision. It might also be the Knight of Swords coming here with bearing gifts of love to you. But maybe in a too young a way for you to be able to really say yes, thank you to it, because it's like it's a little on this person's term, whether this is a male or a female. But with the Ace of Cups, it's a gift being granted, but the gift is mostly coming from your own soul, coming from the depths of yourself. What kind of love do you want to have? What kind of love would actually fulfill your needs? And to know this, you need to get in deep contact with yourself, with your own soul and your own source of emotion. So you need to go deep inside yourself and feel kind of in your belly or in your heart what it is that would really make you happy. What would really make you happy? What kind of love connection? How do you want your relationships to be? Not only romantic relationships, but also with your children and your friends and your siblings and parents and relatives in different shape and form. We also see that this person has kind of a snake here. It's looking a little bit electric and much taking my eyesight also on this that comes from the sun on his head. So I think there's some kind of change that you want to accomplish, and you're reaching out to other sources of wisdom to try to find out what it is that you're really searching for. Snakes are for change. Sun rays are affecting us all, giving us a lot of energy, and it's almost looking like an electrical cord, this snake. So it's something with energy. You don't want to be bestolen of your energy anymore. You want to have this beautiful win-win connection in your love relationships. This is also talking about your visions, your creative visions, because this is a person that's very able to create whatever they want. They have the power, the force, the energy, but also the kind of the talent to make whatever you want in your life. You can make it happen just by reaching deep inside of you. Many people are very afraid of their emotions, but the emotion is the source to knowing where you come from and where you are supposed to go. It's a very beautiful frequency and frequency system, like vibrating system. It talks to you. Your emotions talks to you in a language that has been long forgotten. So try to not be so afraid of your emotion. Try to welcome them and really get to know the language of your own emotions. It's the world that created our universe, and it's the same language that creates everything, your visions for the future. We usually go by our feelings, even though we don't know it, but sometimes we are so afraid of our feelings that we avoid situation that gives us feelings. And this is really a situation where you will have feelings of different sorts. So try to welcome them instead of being afraid of them. This is in the past for most of you, but for some of you watching in early September, this might be happening now. And here we have a Two of Swords, and it comes upside down. Two of Swords is this split situation which I talked about. These two swords that you see with the Knight of Swords, it's two different pathways, like sliding doors. Your decision determined your destiny. So if you and another person have taken different decisions, you will have different destinies. If you don't have the same goal, you won't end up on the same place. Two of Swords is sometimes people not speaking to each other, cutting cords with each other, silent treatment. But this card comes upside down after the Ace of Cups. So it might indicate that someone from your past that you might have had some kind of beef with came back and offered you a solution, maybe a apology or some kind of peace treaty, because the Two of Swords upside down is end of some kind of silent treatment, or the thing is not even on the table anymore. You don't care about this situation anymore. Anyway, it has come to some kind of solution. You have found some kind of solution for the question that was on hand in the past, and you have found it probably through your own emotions. Maybe your emotions settled at a certain point, like first might have been like the wheel of fortune, spinning, spinning and spinning, your emotions spinning, but they stayed on some point and gave you some kind of solution for you to be able to move on with your life, because the Two of Swords is sometimes feeling a little bit stuck because you couldn't take a decision, and it might have been some aggression here as well. But with this settling of the emotions and finding the connection with emotions, or maybe someone came and say that they're sorry, this settled everything, this solved everything. And as I said, it might have been your emotions just settling, and you don't wanted the other situation anymore, so you find your way. You found a way forward. So that was in the past, and this is in the now. And in the now we have Nine of Discs. And Nine of Discs here, this situation is very closely related to Capricorn, to your sign. And you're pointing upwards and you're pointing downwards. And it says that what you have in your head will also be in your life. And so if you have this entity in your head, you will create also this person in your life. So you need to watch out for what you're thinking, not be afraid of it, or not try to avoid thinking, but just be aware of what you are thinking, because what you're thinking is often what you are going to meet in your life. If you're thinking that people are generally good, and that you like people, probably you're going to mostly have nice encounters with people. But if you think that people are dangerous or they could hurt you some way, you will probably meet people in your life that are dangerous or could hurt you in some way. So try to be more aware about what you're thinking, because the Nine of Discs is about creating your own paradise on earth. How can you create your own paradise on earth? Yes, by becoming whole. How do you become whole? Well, you start to become aware of yourself. Awareness is light. Awareness is love. Love is healing. So whatever you give attention, as for example your own thoughts, will get a lot of amount of energy and therefore also healing. So if you start to listen to your thoughts, just be with them. You don't have to judge them. Just be with them and listen to them. you will give them a lot of attention. And sometimes your thoughts can be very scary. It's almost like an entity inside of you that doesn't want what's best for you, or it's like a warning system that always warns you for a danger ahead and might give you sleepless nights. So when your thoughts are doing this to you, also give them attention. Write those thoughts down, those scary thoughts. Then you have given it attention, the attention that it needs. And then you stay with your body, because sometimes you are addicted to thinking a lot. Even if it's bad thoughts, it gives you certain kind of chemicals that will trigger you and give you what your body is used to. It doesn't have to be what is best for it, but what it's used to. And if you stay with your body in the places where the thoughts might have hurt you or stressed you out, that's healing too. And when you stay in your body, you won't be able to think so much. But it will be like you fall asleep sometimes, and then you catch yourself again thinking. So what you do then again, it's like when you wake up like this, it's going back to your body and feel your body. Feel your feelings again. Stay with it. Until you fall asleep again and you start thinking, planning ahead, thinking about what to buy for breakfast or what to, like, Then you go back to your body again, and you do this until you become aware, until you become like the thoughts here and your feelings will become tools instead of entities that kind of have power over you. Your thoughts have power over you. Your feelings have power over you. When you give them attention with your eye, you will become the one that has the thoughts and has the feelings, has the body, and they won't rule you anymore, because you will see them, you will be there, you can take conscious decision instead of acting just upon a feeling or a thought that you haven't really looked upon. So it's like you're healing yourself here, creating like a beautiful space for yourself, a beautiful place of healing. It's like you're making your own feng shui garden. It might be a good time to declutter your home and also declutter your body, maybe purifying your body in some way, fast or yes, eat foods or drink a lot of teas or drink a lot of water, so you will detox yourself a little bit. It's also time to become aware of what's unconscious, like what's black here will become white, the white moon, the black moon. It's also talking about what's in heaven will be on earth. So whenever you clean out your own space, you also help a lot of other people and help your own life, because when you change yourself, your life will change. When you change yourself, you help others to change. So it's a very beautiful situation. 9 discs is a little bit singles quality because it's connected to the Hermit. So it might be that you haven't really accepted some kind of offer from maybe an air sign or a person like coming in with a lot of ideas into your life, and you want to feel that in first and see if this is also your dream. Central of your reading here we have 9 of Swords. In this deck, Mary L. Tarot, it doesn't look that bad that it usually does. 9 of Swords is being consumed by your thoughts, and when you are consumed by your thoughts, that can be a nightmare. It can put you in a very high strung, like it's like you're very high strung, or your body is on an alarm and it's very hard for you to sleep or to find solutions to your different problems because this obsessively thinking. But this 9 of Swords is instead like this is your gateway to enlightenment. This with seeing your thoughts and becoming aware of your thoughts. His head has become the sun, so he's becoming aware of his thoughts. Is actually your gateway into your own paradise, to getting to know yourself, to getting enlightened. Enlightened means being aware, being awake, not falling asleep and going on like autopilot. Autopilot, I don't know if you have this name in English, but it's like when you put your aeroplane on schedule, it would just run by itself and go to its destined point. You have a Nine of Discs and Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Discs is a very feminine way of meeting the Hermit. The Nine of Swords is a very masculine way of meeting the Hermit. Like in a more calculated way, here is through the body. So you can master both your body, like getting to know your body. The more you fill it with light, with attention, you can start to feel the tingling in your hands and feet, and it will spread through your body. You will be able to feel all parts of your body and also feel different pains and aches and be able to stay with them. That's why one gateway to get to know yourself, to find your immortal soul. And we have the black pillar, kind of brown it is, and white, and here we have black and white as well. This is the masculine way of reaching your own self through your thoughts, to mastering your thoughts, becoming aware of your thoughts, listen to them, but knowing that they have nothing to do with you. They are just your message system, your kind of angel radio. You still have your free will. You don't have to listen to everything. You can take notice of it, but you're not a slave to your thoughts. And your thoughts doesn't know everything. It's like 20% of your total intellect, and you have 80% more here in your subconscious, in the sea, in your subconscious. Like, sleep on it and you will be so much wiser for it. So it seems like this, you're doing two different things here to become enlightened, to become more aware, to deal with everyday challenges, and to know how to make a certain decision, or you have already made a certain decision, and this was what came out, that you know that you need to not be stressed out by your feelings and your thoughts, but actually using them as tools, being aware of them, and therefore not having so much problems anymore. Because if you don't feel bad and you don't think bad, you will be rather happy, even in the worst circumstances, because it's your feeling about the situation and your thoughts about the situation that actually make you having problems. If you are happy with the situation, even if it's a situation full of problems, if you are not feeling bad and not thinking stressful things, this won't be such a bad situation. So it was what Krishnamurti once said, I don't mind what happens. That was his key to happiness. He doesn't mind what happens. So there can be problematic feelings or things happening that give you problematic feelings, or things happening giving you problematic thoughts, but you don't mind it because you are not afraid of either your feelings and your thoughts anymore. This is you making your inner paradise. Problems is always going to be there. You're always going to live in different life situations, but you don't have to feel bad because of it. This is very profound, this what you have been doing. And here you have the Chariot. So the Chariot is taking two different energies aboard on your chariot, and to be able to make it move forward. And we see that we have the black and the white, and here also black and white. So opposites. And you are becoming aware of your shadow. When you are becoming aware of your shadow, you become whole, and you can start moving forward in a new, different way. Like it's like a doorway has opened up for you, and there's no longer any blockage in your way. You can create whatever you want from here. 7, the Chariot, might also mean that you want to take someone else along on this journey. This might be a very big dream for you to getting in this contact between two entities. And we will see in the next line if this will happen for you or not. But you have the Ace of Cups cornering here, so I see that there's a lot of emotions with this. And she also has like a pink rose there beneath her, between her lovely bosoms. So And it's a snow quality to this. It's a shamanistic quality to both those cards. It's like different cultures all around the world. We have here maybe native Indian, American Indian culture, and here we have like more Egyptian, and here is like old Christianity with the Greek column here. So it's like you have stored human knowledge from all around the world and make it into some to your own book, to your own experience. You have gained wisdom through this journey that you have made through life during this year, and it looks very promising. So this is in the now, the second half of September 2017, and this is your future. And here we have a Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords is a situation. It's again the black and the white is kind of battling, and it's the snake. Snake is for change, sacrificing the old to begin anew. The raven is wisdom, knowing things that no one else knows. So it might be secrets, and he holds like a green gemstone in his mouth, and both their eyes are green. So it's almost like a yin and yang symbol, but it's also a threat in this situation. Snakes are changing your whole destiny. They are the destroyer of worlds and creating of new worlds. And the raven is sometimes coming with really bad messages. So we have the Nine of Discs here, where you don't longer care so much for outer circumstances, like whatever happens, happens. You don't try to control it. What you try to do is to clean your inner space, to purge yourself in a way that, like a person that's whole won't be touched with whatever happens on the outside. And here we have almost like not an attack situation, but the King of Swords and the Seven of Swords is someone that maybe doesn't have your best interest before your eyes. So I think this is some kind of test of some sort, that maybe someone will hurt you with lies or deception or coming with bad news. And the test is kind of to see how you will react on this. It's not a judgment. It's not that kind of test. It's more like for yourself. You will get chances to practice on being very grounded and very like loyal to yourself, and to continue nourishing your inner space of calmness, even in the midst of danger or people opposing you. And again, what you have in your head will be what you have on the outside. So if you think that people are deceiving you, you are going to meet a lot of people that tries to deceive you. So it's just for you to become aware of your own thoughts. If you see this ugly face on the outside, you know that you have this voice also on the inside, and this is another sign. Look at this, become aware of this. It's in your face. It wants to show itself, so you can also become aware of this and heal it, and you don't have to have it like a sign in your face all the time, like, oh look, you can't trust this person, and then you will realize, well, I have trust issues. I don't trust people, so what's the worst they can do? They can do this. Will I be able to deal with that? Yes. Okay, so it's not a problem. They can deceive me to the moon and back. I will still not be a victim. I will still love myself. This won't be a problem. As soon as I notice that, well, this is a lie, I will step out from the situation and say, well, this is not a good situation for me. And only people that have a very big, sense of self or ego will be really bothered with being fooled. Okay, we don't want to be fooled because we don't want to get hurt. But if other people can't hurt you because you're so grounded and you love yourself unconditionally, you respect yourself unconditionally, so it doesn't matter how much they try to hurt you, you will still love yourself. So you will always have that. So it doesn't really matter. So the problem is not a problem. And this is what you will notice with these tests that will happen. Seven of Swords. What is it that you still don't see? What is the threats that you still feel what are you still afraid of. Look at those things, write it down, give it attention, become aware of it. And self-love is, as I said, very important in this situation. When you align with yourself and love yourself, your chariot will be able to, it's like you're becoming whole. So you can journey through life and not be so like an easy target. You will be very safe on your journey because of your own self-love and your own groundedness. So the next card for you here is Two of Cups. So Two of Cups is like the two entities that's drawing the chariot. And it's what I said with this, I felt this longing that you want someone with you on this chariot. This is, you are doing this alone, but you have both an Ace of Cups, like a feeling what love could be if people were whole, if people were connected and weren't so afraid of getting hurt from one another, weren't so protective. And when we become grounded like this, we won't protect ourselves in the same way, but we will have more strict boundaries. We will be more able to sacrifice something that doesn't feel good for intelligence that we know, like information that we have gotten from our soul or from our feelings. So we will be able to act upon them and sacrifice things that's not good for us. And that is kind of the law of repulsion. What you don't want in your life will slowly subside, and you will be able to get things that you actually want. And for you, it seems like a Two of Cups. This beautiful connection that I felt already here with the Ace of Cups. You want to have you want to be a couple's horse. You have been forced to do this part of your journey alone, but you don't want to end up alone. So you want to find people that's on the same page with you. And it's still going to be your shadow. They are still going to have, it's like you are 100% you and the other person is 100% them. And when you meet, your cultures is being intertwined, and you are then each and every one of you is 200%. You have learned from the other person. So when you are with another person, really get to know them. Don't be so easily bored that you don't listen to them, their hopes, their dreams, who they are, what they think is interesting. And really, it's almost like if you're really interested in something, you need to learn about it. And this is going to give you a lot of life experience and be able to see things from very different angles. And this is why we are here. We are here to have experience and to learn more. It's like God that wants to get to know him or herself. Okay, so this is the last card for you Capricorn, and we have the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is your soul's messenger, and it comes with a little entity in their hands. That's your inner child. So it's like you're being granted here the ability to speak from the bottom of you, from the person that you really are, from like more honest, more open, more childlike. You are not going to be so protective anymore. This might be lies and deception, but this is truth, and it's coming like in this straight line from this Knight of Swords, and we can see the lion in both of this. So it seems like this time of the Lion's Gate 888 that we have went through actually gave some person, maybe also on the outside of your life, the ability to be able to speak truthfully about something that they feel, or you have been able to start to speak truthfully about something. Nine of Swords, something that might even be like have been on your mind and give you some burden, but it's like this angel radio that has tormented you until you found the solution to actually tell the truth in some kind of relationship. Instead of the lie, we see the truth, and it's of course it's a choice here. But it seems like the doorways is open for you. Become more like respectful to your own inner entity, to your own inner being, to what it wants, to your own needs, and what's really going to make you happy, and stand in self-respect with that, and align with that, and don't and also communicate that. it seems very important to make you be able to step into a more happy life. Communication, especially between loved ones, couples. Sevens are always challenges, so the challenge is to be able to open up and expose yourself, and still love yourself, still protect yourself. So this is, if you're not, if you're becoming more brave, like this lion here, or like this inner child here, it won't matter what kind of information you give away to people that matters to you, because if they use it against you, you know that they don't care the same way about you that you care about them, and that will be like information. If people is hurting you, then they don't love you, and that's something that you with the snake here needs to deal with. Be able to sacrifice things that doesn't work for things that actually do work. So I will take card from you from the Oracle of Visions. So we'll see a little bit what's on the tapestry for you, Capricorn. And we have here this number 26, and it's about like the old book that's written and the new one that's not written at all. And the old book is like locking it and putting it away and open the door to what's new. And a lot of wisdom, ancient wisdom, also ancestral wisdom, and seeing yourself in the mirror. So it's like this Two of Swords that were coming upside down. It's like the old is gone and the new is there for you. You just need to take a good look in the mirror so you don't take with you things into your new future that you don't need anymore. Become more aware, and you can choose. If you are just like a victim to your own thoughts and emotions, you will be just cast back and forward. But here, when you become aware of yourself, you will be able to take better decision for you tomorrow. It's a very optimistic reading. This, it's talking about the beautiful future that you create for yourself. It's your own decisions that will determine your destiny, which is, we have here two cards wants to come out, the Magician and the High Priestess. So it seems like Capricorn have been, you have been gaining a lot of responsibility for yourself and for your own actions and for your own creations. So you have grown so much that you are now able to take a lot of responsibility for your own life. So from now on, you decide your destiny. There's no really written destiny for you anymore. You have freed yourself, and from now on, what you're thinking is what's going to become. It's saying this again, what's above will be below. What you're thinking will be what's happening on earth for you. This girl, the High Priestess, the Magician has a lot of communication skills, and his visions is what's creating his tomorrow. The High Priestess this is card number 1, this is card number 2. This is about listening to your past, visioning your future, listening to the angel radio, your own thoughts and feelings, and making a decision from this, like the witch making a decision from all that she knows, all the collected knowledge. This is better than to just unwillingly just follow your feelings, because it hurts so much, so you can't do anything else but follow them to avoid the pain, or to stop the thinking you need to go this way. This is you listening to all those things and not being afraid of either your thoughts or your feelings, but just taking the information and taking the best decision out from that, and being able to sacrifice whatever needs to be sacrificed that's not in tune with the future that you want to have. So that is what I see for you, Capricorn. So I hope this helped, and you are welcome back to my beginning of the month reading in October. That will be a little bit more extended with more cards. And if you want to have a personal reading with me, you can contact me at my email in the description box below the video. Okay, bye-bye.